All right, let's get started. Well, I guess you guys can all know who's here today. Tom Schwartz is here. Everybody, welcome back to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. I think you guys noticed that, or maybe some of you didn't notice that, but we changed the title. We are In the Mind of Jax Taylor. I just think it's a little bit more...
That is a scary, dark place.
I know, it's a very I was thinking about the title. I'm like, it's a little bit too common to be like, in the mind of a man. Because let's be honest, I haven't really been living up to the man thing lately. So I'd say In the Mind of Jax Taylor. And I think it's a little funnier.
You're niching down. I actually like the humility too. I like both titles, but either way,
I think
the moment I met you, we can get deep later. But I just like this is the most fascinating human being I've ever met.
I don't know about fascinating. Yeah. There's probably some other words in there that a lot of people would like to use other than the word fascinating.
Yeah.
But anyway, love the hats. I love that you came out with the new hats. The Valley is a vibe. I love the color scheme. I love everything about it. We are going to sell them at the bar. Tom's going to sell them on his website.
Well, it's another little riff on. There's a famous artist. He's iconic. I think he lives in L.A. He's still with us. His name's Edward Ruscha, and I guess he's always had kind of a love-hate relationship with L.A., much like yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But he has a famous sign down at the Broad, which is one of my favorite museums down in downtown L.A., and it says "Hollywood is a verb." And we both know it is a verb.
It is a verb.
And we've both done it.
Oh, God.
We've Hollywooded a little bit.
But no, I give Tom, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember from Schwartz and Sandy, Tom makes the coolest merch ever. I don't know where his brain goes when he does this, but it's so eclectic and it's artsy and it's just got a great vibe. And he's helping me out with the Jax's merch. We're going to get into the Jax's bar a little bit later and the things we're doing. We're going to make some changes there too. But he's helping me out with the merch and he's going to be putting it on his website. We got the premiere of The Valley tonight.
Whoa. Jax, how you feel? Have you seen the first episode?
I have seen the first episode. I'm not going to lie to you. People were like, okay, the first episode's out. Now, the first two episodes are extremely difficult for me. And I watched the first episode. I was going back and forth. I was calling the producers. I'm like, should I watch this? Should I watch this? Then I'm like, I don't want to watch this. They're like, Jax, listen, it was a year ago. The show was shot a year ago. You are in a different place. If you weren't in a different place, I would say no, don't watch it. But you know what? You've grown a lot from this first episode. I think you should watch it. I think you should watch it and see, okay, this is a place where you never want to get back to again. So yes.
Wow, that's good, Jax. You're showing growth. And I will say just for the audience, it's significant that Jax has watched an episode because I don't think he watched one episode of Vanderpump Rules in the history of the show.
No, and I used to get so much shit for it from Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live. He's like, why don't you, he's like, you know you're doing press. Why don't you watch the shows? I'm like, listen, Andy, have you ever seen a season where it was good for me? Okay. I know what questions I'm getting. I know where they're directed at. And trust me, I remember everything that I've done for the most part. I know I was probably under the influence for a lot of the stuff I've done, but I do remember most of it. But that being said, I did watch it. I sat in the corner and I cried my eyes out. I was so disgusted about what I saw, about that shell of a human being that I was looking at, about how I acted. It was just utter disgust. And, you know, I looked at it and be like, wow, I'm glad I watched this because I never want to be that person again. Those are some powerful words. And how many days sober are you? I think 139. 139 I'm at, and going strong. Have no interest in drinking or touching drugs again. I don't even have I thought for sure I was going to have a little bit of a, like, oh, am I going to be tempted? Because, you know, I still go out a little bit and I still go to restaurants, but I am not tempted at all. What I'm having a hard time with, though, I will tell you, is being social. Not like I always use a drink as a buffer. Like I have to have a cocktail or something in my hand as kind of like a liquid courage. I don't know how to start up conversations and seem interested if I don't have a drink in my hand. So I'm learning.
Yeah, and also there's some interesting alternatives which we don't have to get into. But me and you did an episode of my podcast, which is Longtime. We don't have to get into that now. But things like kava, adaptogens, social tonics. You guys go down the rabbit hole. There's some great alternatives to give you a nice, mild, pleasant buzz. Or if you're California sober, it's really nice too.
I am California sober. That's And like I said, the kava we tried, you know, I'll dabble in a couple Celsius. If I know that I'm going to be out, I'll take a Celsius or two, or a Red Bull, whatever. But that's just, it's not difficult, but it's just I have to really psych myself up if I know I'm going to be in a large group where people are drinking.
Also, you own a bar. Listen, this could be a controversial take, but I think being a great bar owner is also getting in there, taking a shot with them, celebrating their moments. Obviously, you're in a unique situation; you can't do that, and you gotta have
I let
healthy
people
boundaries.
know now.
Yeah,
and I just say I'm not. I don't make it like I'm sober. I just say I'm not drinking. You know, I'm not drinking right now.
You're taking
I'm not
a break.
drinking. Taking a little bit of a break. And a lot of people know. A lot of people have been following my story the last few months and my sobriety, journey. And a lot of people are good about it now. Like I've gone into the bar a few times, like, hey, can we do a mocktail shot with you, whatever? And that's going towards that. I've noticed too, and I don't know if it's because I follow a lot of sobriety pages now, but it's very trendy right now to not drink. Do you notice that?
Great time to be sober.
Like, it's like all these celebrities are coming out and like all these new mocktail things and these mocktail bars, and it's becoming like a trend almost. Am I wrong, or have you seen that?
No, I mean, especially with the younger generation, it's very sober positive on like TikTok and everything. But I still see people out there having fun.
Oh, of course.
It's the best of both worlds. Where back in the day, remember, like, I don't know, maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, like in like high school, maybe it was almost stigmatized to not drink. Like you're a dork if you don't drink. But I like the positivity.
Oh, I didn't want to be around sober people. Gross. My God, like you're going to be a Debbie Downer the whole time. And like,
I would still be a virgin if it wasn't for alcohol.
Here's the thing: I have nothing against alcohol. I just don't like the person I become afterwards.
Everything moderation.
I become a very, very dark human being. And I don't like that person. And like I said, it's just I'm not the type of person that can have a beer with dinner. I have to have 10.
Yeah. What would you say? Well, first of all, congrats on 139 days.
Thank you.
Because it's hard. It's
very hard.
Especially in this lifestyle in the bar and restaurant industry, being
entertainment
in
industry,
traveling.
Have you ever been to an event where you haven't had a cocktail? Think about it.
Like I said, I like the way it feels in my hand.
Right. It's a social thing.
Are there any things, and I say this respectfully, is there any part of it you miss?
I don't miss any of it. I like I said, I watched back the episode. I just look how sweaty and my eyes are bulging and I'm out of shape. I was like skin. I just gave myself the ick. I 100% gave myself the ick. I looked disgusting. I was like 180 pounds. I just look gross, and I never want to get back to. As much as I work out and take care of my body now, I could never put alcohol back in my body, knowing what it does to it.
Yeah, I mean, in moderation, it's fine. But if you start to lose control and it leads to other things, slippery slopes, which we don't have to get into.
No, it did. And I always like to say alcohol was a problem, but the main problem for me was cocaine. And I could not have a drink. As soon as I had a drink, I was looking for a bag of cocaine every single time.
How open are you about this now?
I'm very open.
Can I tell him your tell?
Oh, yeah. Tell him my tell. You would know.
So Jax always had a tell. I could always tell if he was just having a beer. Because lots of times I would go out with Jax and he would just have a drink.
Yeah.
Jax, you were never a huge drinker.
No.
But it was a gateway for you.
100%.
And you could always tell if Jax was on cocaine. Because the way give me that glass over there. he would go from holding his drink like, can I have a sip of this?
You can. It's coffee.
He would go from holding his cup like this, and if he was on cocaine,
he'd hold it underneath.
Not to mention his eyes were bulging out of his skull. I'm just kidding.
And people would be like, God, that guy sure must have a bladder problem because he's gone to the bathroom 100 times in the last 5 minutes.
But you had a sixth sense for finding it, too. You guys, I don't know if we're allowed to make light of this because you're in a great place right now.
I am. And you know what? I am. And I don't want to make fun of it because it's a serious thing.
Totally.
But you kind of have to look back and be like, wow, I did. I had a sixth sense for finding. No matter where we were, what state or country we were in, I found it within minutes.
Within a half hour tops.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where we are.
It got to the point where I needed it to be social. It was a social drug for me. In the beginning days, in the early days, I did it, of course, because I liked the rides. But towards the end, I did it just to stay awake. It was just because I would crash around 9 or 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to get too much in that.
No, we don't have to go
everybody's going to see my journey on the Valley season 2. You're going to see it. It's really rough. The first 2 episodes are fucking rough, man. But
you saw the first 2 episodes.
No, I'm sorry. I saw the first episode. I got the second episode today. I'm gonna watch it, but it's gonna be real rough. And the thing is I know where I am at today. And I'm okay to look back and be like, man, I was a bad person because I'm a pretty strong person today and I've worked so hard to get where I'm at. And also, keep in mind, the show was shot a year ago. I'm in a different place. I have different relationships. The dynamic has changed. So I can look back and wow, I've grown a lot from that.
In the Mind of a Man is brought to you by BetterHelp. Hey guys, I know therapy can be a huge investment, but the state of your mind is just as important as your physical health. I've been going to therapy for a while now, as everybody knows, and I'm telling you right now, therapy has been the best investment that I've ever put into myself. Let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. And if you go as much as I do, that's a lot of money. With BetterHelp, you can pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on cost and time, which we all need. As you guys know, I've been going to therapy for a while. Or if you haven't known, you're going to find out this season. I've been going to therapy for a while, and it's absolutely changed my life. I was definitely very skeptical of it. But, after I went, now I feel like I absolutely love going. It sets my week, and I just feel so much better about myself. It's something that you guys should really, really consider in this day and age. Life is not easy, and we all need a little bit of help. So it's helpful for learning positive coping skills, learning how to set boundaries, which I definitely need to do. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't for just those who've experienced major trauma. It's for everybody, guys. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp.com/JaxTaylor to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/JaxTaylor.
Let's get into the episode today of In the Mind of Jax Taylor. That is the new title. I'm very happy about it because, let's be honest, man is a reach sometimes, especially in my past. So anyway, big weekend. We had Cruz's birthday. I know you missed it because you were in Chicago, but it was a lot of fun. Brittany did an amazing job, as usual.
10 out of 10, by the way.
She puts on a fucking circus.
Reach for the stars.
By the way, she plans these birthdays like 6 months to a year out. So she knows, like, the last 4 birthdays were planned. Like, she plans she'll start planning the next birthday next month.
Can she plan my birthday?
I know, right? And she, literally, she's chaotic in a lot of ways. Like, sometimes she gets scatterbrained because she has a lot going on. But when it comes to parties and birthdays, she's spot on. And she has this company, Picnic and Pedal, that she's been doing parties with. They come in and they put on it's like Coachella. Like, they got the signs and they take up the whole backyard. It's basically like a carnival.
There's influencers there.
And there's influence. It's like a big deal. And Cruz is just overwhelmed with everything that's going on. He loves it. It's such an amazing party.
Did he swim?
He swam a lot.
By the way, I don't know if you've talked about this. Cruzy is an Olympic level swimmer.
I know.
He's like a little prodigy.
And you know what? Kids that are on the spectrum, I've been doing so much research and so much. I mean, this is one of the things that I've been diving into a lot lately and figuring out. I'm so excited about, getting involved with a lot of autistic charities and raising awareness and meeting other parents that are going through what I'm going through and maybe just bouncing off ideas. But, we found out that water is he's really into sensory, touching things and things like that. And water makes him so calm. He is literally can go back and forth without taking a breath. He goes to the bottom of the pool. He was doing this since he was 2.
Yeah, he's like a little fish in there.
He's a fish, and he thrives in the water. I hate that word thrive. But he swims literally 7 days a week. Yeah. He's in the pool. Brittany keeps that pool at 85 degrees. So,
how many presents did he get stocked up? His shoe collection is insane.
I know. He's got a great shoe collection. But he's got so many different toys. And for kids that are like Cruzy, he has to have certain types of toys that are good for him, that what he likes. He doesn't pay attention to a lot of certain different toys. So we have a lot of sensory stuff and toys for kids that are on the spectrum. But I just dropped him off at school before he got here.
It did look like Coachella.
It was.
And we were
Let's get into that,
we were texting earlier because I was doing my Peloton today. Shout out to Cody. I love Cody on Peloton. He's one of the trainers. He's like my therapist too. Although it's a one-way street because they're recorded classes, pre-recorded. But sometimes I'll get a little distracted, and during the intermissions where you're just cycling slowly, I'll watch some TikToks, and these guys were talking about how Coachella's is soulless now, how it's turned into influencer hell. But
I was watching. I mean, I was getting anxiety watching. I got stuck like everybody else. I got stuck in reels on the couch, right? Yeah. And I was watching the 13-hour wait to get in. Not only that, 102 degree heat, 13-hour waiting lines, 7-hour bathroom lines. I saw the lines of girls just putting clothes over their face because they couldn't handle the smell. And people are demanding their money back. Mind you, it was I think think, don't quote me on this, but I read somewhere it was like $600 just to get the parking spot for your car. And then you got 3 or 4 guys packed in your car. You're irritable, you're hungry, you're exhausted, and you're not even inside yet. Okay? And I was just like, how is this fun?
Listen, first of all, you guys, if you've never been, Coachella is fun.
It was fun 10 years ago.
It's still fun now. It's what you make of it. It's who you go with. It's what what tents you go to. It's what you make of it. But no,
wait a minute, Tom. No, you do.
Yes.
You do it the fancy way. You were very blessed to get the VIP / artist bracelets over the years. Correct?
Okay. Yes, but I've also done it like with you.
Remember
the first time we did it? We bartended for Moni.
Oh my gosh!
And I remember we bartended
Neon Carnival.
Yeah, but by the way. Not to that was, and we all crammed into one hotel room.
But that was a different time. That was also 15 years ago. There was no corporate sponsors. There's no American Express tents. There's no Pepsi tents.
I'm just trying to reframe it because that's not the corporate capitalist hell that people think it is. If you want to chase the best parties, try to get the best wristbands, chase clout. Yes, it might turn into a nightmare. But if you're with good friends, going to see bands you love, go to the Do-Lab tent in the daytime. People got their squirt guns out, they're raving.
See, but like you have to be like, for me, chewing their faces off. Like that's another thing. I'll get into that in a second about going there sober, which, I mean, how do you do an event like that, go without drinking or doing some type of drug? How do you think anybody there is sober?
A lot of people are.
No.
Yes.
There's no way that
I have so many sober people in my life that I know that go every year and they love it.
They don't drink or do any type of drugs. I'm talking mushrooms, weed,
California sober.
Okay, so they're doing something.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine walking around in 102-degree heat in the desert. Everybody's on something, tripping out, and you're just like this. I'd be so angry.
Listen.
I'm not strong.
I don't want to dissuade people from going, but yes, it's what you make of it.
I'm not swaying people. Dude, listen, my little podcast is not going to sway thousands of people to go to Coachella.
Yeah.
They're not. It's cool. But like I said, Tom and I have been very, very spoiled over the years because we get the nice hotels, we get the artist bands, the VIP. And even then, getting those bands, it's still stressful. We still had to walk a mile just to get inside. Yeah. You're still trying to sneak alcohol in through my pants. I remember Sandoval and I trying to sneak in, putting Ziploc bags, taping them to our legs on the inside of vodka, just sneaking in like secret pouches and everything like that, trying to get stuff in because when you get in there, you're spending $10 for a water. Yeah. And if you even get a drink in an hour, by the time you get the drink, you've already downed it and you got to wait back in line again.
And you've been waiting in line so long that you're like, you get to the front, you're like, oh my God. And they're like, well, a double is $35. $35 for a double vodka Red Bull. And you're like, at this point, I'm spending 21 not 35. So you got to tip at least $5. It's $40 for a drink. But you know what?
$30 for a slice of pizza.
You just got to know that going in and manage your expectations. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be dirty, dusty. Plan well ahead. And honestly, in my opinion,
don't fucking go.
If you can't wait an extra day and leave Tuesday, leave Sunday because Monday driving back is horrific.
I can't imagine the people. It's like it was a different time. I said, the videos. I was just the anxiety and the panic. I was watching these videos of all these people just so utterly miserable. We don't have to keep talking about it, but like the bathroom situation alone would have me. I mean, waiting in line for 7 hours to shower.
No, I mean, listen. That's you don't listen. Don't camp. You guys, if you take anything away from this and you're going to go to Coachella,
if you're going to do it, do it.
Do it right. Plan ahead. Get a cool little hotel or an Airbnb with a pool with your friends. Splurge a little. Yeah, do not camp.
I saw people selling tents for $10,000. They had like a little air conditioning unit in it, and it had some towels and 2 cots. It reminded me of Is it Firefest or
Firefest?
It reminded me of watching that documentary. They set up all these tents with these chintzy little cots with a little air conditioner with a couple bottles of water, $10,000. I'm like, and they're probably getting it. They're 100% getting that.
Who was headlining Cruz's birthday?
For $1 million right now, for $1 million cash right now, tax free, I couldn't tell you one person that was at Coachella. Not one.
What?
For $1 million cash right now.
Charlie
that's how much.
XCX.
I don't even know what that means.
T-Pain. Green Day,
no.
Lady Gaga.
No,
come on now.
No, I was too busy watching the miserable people.
It's what you make of it.
It is what you make of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to premiere day, we are at premiere day. I'm excited because Tom is making some cameos. I I don't know what I can talk about. I can't talk too much about
let's
the show.
not get in trouble.
And I don't want to get in trouble because I love the show and I don't want to piss off my producers. But I'm excited for you to be part of the season for sure.
Thanks, brother.
We got to get into the premiere party. We got to get into that. It's not regarding the show, so I think I can talk about this. So we had our premiere party at Boulevard Steak.
Should we give a shout out to Boulevard Steakhouse? It's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but here's the thing. I do like Boulevard Steak. The food, though.
No, it's really good, but it's very expensive. But it's got a great vibe. It's kind of like the Craigs of the Valley.
It is the Craigs of the
listen,
Valley.
In the staff, 10 out of 10.
Oh, the staff's
the best
amazing.
staff ever.
Yeah, we do love Boulevard. We go there.
It's expensive.
It's $80 for a fucking New York strip. I mean, come on. It's a lot. It's a lot. But the drinks are good. Anyway, getting back to the party, okay? So, of course, I arrived a little bit late because when you're sober, you don't want to be the first one there, and you definitely don't want to be the last one there. So I showed up a little bit on the later side. I asked my publicist, Lori, do you mind if I show up a little bit later just because I get anxiety? You know, it's the first time I'm seeing the whole cast in a long time, and I was one of the first ones to leave, which made me feel really, really good. Anyway, it was really awkward being there, the only one not drinking from the cast. And I noticed that Jesse and Aaron got into a little scuffle. In fact, I noticed that Aaron fell on the red carpet. He fell. And Jason had to pick him up. He was blitzed.
No.
Yeah.
He seemed
It's
fine.
all over the tabloids today. And it got picked up.
He seemed fine when I talked
Jesse
to him.
sent me all the stuff today. He's like, Us Weekly, all these Bravo blogs, whatever, picked up the fight or not the fight. I guess it wasn't a fist fight. It was an argument, and then the fact that he was hammered and he fell on the red carpet. So I'm not really spoiling anything. Like I said, it's in the tabloids right now. So he fell. Jason had to pick him up, and then there was some arguing going back and forth, and Jesse was there, but he was there by himself because Lacey was not feeling very well. But it was an interesting dynamic.
I think I was feeling the love, but I could see that. Yeah, I could feel the tension between Jesse and Michelle. But,
it's a tough situation they're going through. Obviously, everybody knows that Brittany and I are going through what they're going through. Theirs is a little bit different. You know, she's moved on and she's moved in with her boyfriend, living in a house and everything that. And I think they're still kind of butting heads on certain topics.
Yeah.
And things that they said in the past. So it's a little tough. I can't tell you guys how tough divorce is, man. It's fucking hard. It is fucking hard, and I'm so envious. Every time I ask Tom when he hit through his separation, he's like, "No, Katie and I were great. In fact, we high-fived each other and walked away."
No, we didn't.
Like,
it was really sad, and I cried a lot. But as far as divorces go, it was about as amicable and chill as it can go.
Yeah.
But I cried a lot. It was sad. But
it was sad, but it was a lot better than what the hell we're going through.
It was respectful.
Financially, it was okay, right?
I think we spent like $1,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We just had a mediator.
That's so great. I tried to do the mediator route. Brittany said, F no. So, yeah, the parties. Did you enjoy the party? Was there any it was nice to see some of the Bravo executives that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
It was nice to run into them. A lot of, we work really, really hard to get to this point. So everybody's just so excited because not just the cast, but the producers and the executives, we all work so hard to make such a great show. And coming from Mr. Baskin's, mouth himself, he said this is by far the best season of a reality TV show he's ever filmed. So
wow,
it's
coming from Baskin, you guys, he's produced some of the greats. OG.
Anytime there's a demise of Jax Taylor, anytime there's crap that goes on with me, he's like, this is going to be a hit, at my expense. No, I'm just kidding. I do everything to myself, and I know. But it was a tough year. But we captured it all on camera, and it was really tough. I mean, you saw it in the previews. You saw that I get served papers, and you were there.
I was there.
Thank God you were there. It was tough.
I didn't say much because I think I was. Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
No, we're not spoiling anything because, like I said, this is all previews. This is stuff that's already out. Okay. So I don't want to get too much in the show. I just don't want to get in trouble. But as you guys know, it's on replete 100 times seeing me get served with papers, which is tough. On going through a divorce publicly, it's hard already as it is. Then going through publicly with everybody's little 2 cents.
So brutal. It exacerbates the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think long term, it's good you get it all out there, therapeutic. But when you're in the trenches, it's brutal.
I also noticed that Janet and Kristen weren't talking at all.
Yeah.
Kristen with her backhanded comments calling Janet a fangirl. It's just like, God.
In the press?
This was at the premiere party.
Oh,
and
really?
they weren't talking. And you got to give Kristen a little grace. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of hormones.
Hormones are fluctuating. I actually sat down with her last night.
You did her podcast last night, or she did yours?
She did mine.
Yeah.
But also, I just wanted to hang out with her and Luke because I love them.
Yeah, I was
They
there
seem
yesterday.
so happy.
I gave Luke my old freezer, so I dropped off my freezer. Yeah, he needed it. I told him, you got a baby on the way. You need room in that fridge and freezer for all the kinds of food.
Yeah.
That was my wedding gift to. So Nia and Daniel had their baby shower 2 days ago, and I go, Daniel, Nia, what do you guys want? I go, I don't want to get you baby gifts. I go, I'm going to buy you a fridge. You have 5. How many kids you got now? 4 kids.
Yeah.
I go, you're going to need an extra fridge. So I had a fridge delivered to his new house.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, you said something earlier. I don't know what triggered this, but I made a decision moving forward from here on out after the let's just say the past 2 years were very intense for me. I think you guys can probably figure out why. But I've decided from this point on, I don't want to be in a hyper feedback loop with what the internet is saying. I feel like it detracts from being good television. Like, we're all now in a hyper feedback loop about what people are saying from us. I think if you're too hyper self-aware of what everyone's saying always, you're
going to go crazy.
I don't think it's conducive to being a good person on reality TV.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're inevitably going to filter yourself. You're going to self-produce, even if it's subconscious. Listen, I'm going to be more mindful. I've evolved significantly. You're like, prove it. No, we saw you taking Jello shots at the Bayou. I was hosting. It's my job.
That's your go-to. That's my job go-to. That's like when people used to say that to me, or like, Jax, you were really drunk. I'm like, it's my job.
I mean,
it's your job to show up and host. It's not your job to get shit-faced and drunk and, hang on people and be disgusting.
Totally, and I'm so much better at setting boundaries. I'll still get tipsy with people, but I'm not like, back in the day, especially when we were in the trenches.
Back in the day last week?
No, when Schwartz and Sandy's was kind of going down in flames, like I would go in there and I just was like, oh man. I think I was almost like, when I knew it was the beginning of the end, I just would go in there and I would get hammed.
Yeah.
Like in almost a therapeutic way, like the way you crack open a bottle of wine or a beer after a really stressful day at work.
Yeah.
I think I was at least subconsciously resigned the fact that it was going to close, but I would go in there and get
it's
hammered.
Not using it as an excuse, but like, look at the shit that you went through with that whole last year.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't imagine being sober going through that. And then watching your business crumble and knowing that it's going to end. I'd be like, shit, fuck it. I'm just going to drink.
Yeah. Every once in a while when it was really slow, like crickets, I would go out on the patio. And I would
smoke a cigarette, just be like, you were the Ben Affleck meme.
Wait, I'm not even joking. It's so funny you say that because Jax, how many times have you seen me smoke a cigarette?
Never.
A couple. But I would
maybe 2 times.
I would walk across to the Gelsons in Franklin Village, buy a pack of Marblights, and I would chief a sad cigarette with the coldest beer possible, and I would just I wouldn't cry or anything. I think I was pretty stoic, but I would just stare at the sign and be like,
how the fuck did we get here?
Exactly. But we're not going to, I don't want to rehash that, but what was my point? Anyways, being in the bar restaurant industry, everybody who's out there, it's a meat grinder, man. You inevitably, even if you don't drink and you have great boundaries, you come home late. It's hard on your personal relationships. It's hard on your sleeping habits. Like if you're really, if you're managing a bar, I'd like to take a second to give a shout out to everyone in the bar and restaurant industry. Jax.
I know. I've cut back a lot. Like I've cut back a lot. Like you said, I was there all the time. Yeah. And now that I'm going through this new journey in my life, I've really limited myself there. I go in there during the day. I try not to be there past 5 o'clock. I go in on the weekends. If there's an event or there's a sporting event or somebody has a party, and like a lot of these people have parties at my bar because they're hoping to see somebody, So I'll try to be in there for that. I'll shake some hands, kiss some babies, do that kind of thing, and then I'll take off. I don't hang out there anymore like I used to.
And that's why if you see me, I'm helping promote once in a while here and there. I'll pop in and help you out. I know you need to step away more often.
I am going to be stepping away, and I think you're going to see that coming in the future. I just think for my new journey, I don't think it's a good idea for me to be 100% there, and I need to a little bit work on myself and be a little bit more there with my family. So I'm appreciating you stepping in and helping out
just
a little bit more.
There,
until we figure out what we're going to do. I think, my goal is to get you a little bit more on board, hopefully in the future, if it's something that you're interested in. And we're definitely going to be doing a remodel shortly here within the next week or two. And Tom's been involved with that because I love Schwartz and Sandy's. I think the inside, other than the location, the inside was absolutely amazing. And he's got a lot of good ideas. Well, I think you just did an amazing job building such a beautiful place.
Thanks,
and I think
dude,
you have a lot of really good taste. And I want to incorporate that into the new bar.
You're scaring the audience away. Nobody wants a Schwartz and Sandy's 2.0.
It's not. No, but
nobody wants that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your decor and how like you're really good at your decor and your artistic abilities to make a beautiful place. Like you made a really, really pretty bar.
I don't know if I'm a tastemaker, but I listen. I have a love-hate relationship with that industry as a whole. But I keep coming back.
Yeah, I mean, you like it. There's nothing wrong with it.
I do like hosting. I love it. This is the truth of it. I love people. And like I go in there every night. I'm making like deep, meaningful, fun, sometimes lasting connections, sometimes to a fault. But I have better boundaries now. But I love people, man.
Yeah, you do. You're a people person.
I love people.
Hey,
some would say a pleaser.
Yeah, you are a people pleaser. Sometimes you got to stand your ground a little bit, but that's just who you are. You're kind of like Brittany in that sense, where you just kind of don't take sides. You kind of just want to be friends with everybody, and you don't like confrontation. You and Brittany are very, very similar. And just to get back to Brittany a little bit, people keep asking how was it with Brittany on the carpet, and I was a little nervous. In fact, I called her the day before and talking to her. I'm like, "Do you want me to go, Brittany?" I'm like, I don't have to go. I want to make sure you're comfortable. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And my in-laws, my ex-in-laws are in town. Don and Linda are in town. So they got to come to the premiere party. Looks like they were having a good time. But, it was a little weird. Brittany and I were on the carpet together. It was a little bit awkward. Just because, like I said, what we're going through, and now we're doing press separately. It's just weird. But she did a great job. She looked beautiful. All the girls looked amazing.
Yeah, the girls looked. The dudes, of course, too. Everybody looked.
The dudes
stellar.
are just, hey, listen, it's really easy. We put pants on and a suit coat, and we call it a day. Girls have to go through glam, gowns, hair and makeup, hours and hours. It took me 10 minutes to get ready.
And it showed. No, the girls looked fucking ravishing.
They do.
Yeah.
And you got to like all the Bravo girls. And this goes for all the shows. Any type of premiere, these girls come like full out. Like it doesn't matter what kind of event it is. These girls just dress to the nines. Like they're going to the Oscars.
Totally.
And they all were beautiful, especially Nia and Kristen being very pregnant. They looked gorgeous. They were glowing.
They had an aura.
They did.
An undeniable aura. They were both glowing.
Yeah.
Not just, And
I don't know how far both of them are in, but they're probably at that point where they're starting to get irritable and they don't like to stay on their feet very long.
Third trimester. Yeah, Kristen's 31 weeks in, I think.
Yeah, and they're at the reunion. They're going to be very, very pregnant. So I don't know. Usually they're full off hinge. Well, is that another word? They're fully unhinged when we do reunions. Well, at least Kristen is. I don't know about Nia. So I can't imagine Kristen unhinged, hormonal, ready to give birth. She's going to be on one for sure.
She gets all the grace in the world, though.
She does. She's definitely getting a hall pass on the reunion for sure.
Yeah.
Going to be interesting, that reunion. It's our first one. So it's going to be, I don't know, we're going to have to, it's going to be interesting, especially with everything that I'm going through. I'm definitely nervous about it, but
I will say,
going to take it all.
From my point of view, I think you guys have such a unique pulse or energy. It's very different from Vanderpump Rules, but it might have some of the stuff you loved about it. But for anyone out there who's thinking, "Oh my God, I see some people from Vanderpump Rules on the show. I don't know. I don't want to reboot it." It's not going to be that.
Did you see my interview? I did an interview with E.T. with Bryce. You know Bryce, right?
I love Bryce. Shout out to Bryce. Your hair looks great lately, Bryce.
And we were talking about it. He's like, "What are you worried about the most?" I'm like, "I'm not going to lie. I'm worried about being what the audience wants. Am I still going to be liked? Are people going to say he's boring? Are they going to embrace the fact that I am sober, that I am taking a back seat on a lot of things anymore? Because I'm worried. I'm like, am I going to still be me?
But nobody wants to see the old Jackson.
Nobody.
Anymore.
I know, and I know that. But I was just like, I feel like I'm gonna like. Am I gonna upset anybody? Am I gonna like? Oh, we're not. He's not his crazy self. We're not really. We don't like him anymore. But
listen, some of the old Jacks are still there. You still block people all the time.
Yeah. I still go. I'm still unhinged, and I'm still going to say what I want. I'm just not. My eyes just won't be bulging, and I won't be so sweaty.
Who's the last person you blocked?
Oh my God, that's a Lori question. She knows my blocking thing.
Your social media habits are so strange to me. Like the way I've been blocked by Jax, by the way.
Everybody, my sister's been blocked.
Jax blocked me after I accidentally revealed the name of his.
I will say that Jax has never blocked me on Instagram.
Oh,
I will say that.
I think Lori is the only one that has ever been blocked. I do have a number in my phone of how many people I have blocked, and I would I want to know how many do you think I have blocked?
I'd say you probably have about 150 people blocked. Is that low?
100? Yes. I'm trying to look it up right now. The number. We
need numbers here.
I know the exact number. It's 3,268.
No, it's not. It's not.
Isn't it?
No.
Do you have it, Lori?
I'm a fool. I said 150.
I'd have to log
Yes, it
in.
is.
He
It's
blocked
3,000.
150 yesterday.
Yeah, it's in 3,000 and change. Anyway, also just another thing. Look, I just want to give a shout out really quickly to Teddy Mellencamp. I can't imagine what it's like to go through cancer right now. Having a family, your kids, and all that, and shout out to Edwin for stepping up too, considering everything that's going on with your guys' relationship.
Yeah.
Listen, you could have a million problems in life, but when your health goes, you only have one.
Yep.
And it's really good to see that they're, sticking together as a family. And while she's going through such a hard time, and like I said, our thoughts and prayers with her. And I know she hasn't said some wonderful things about me, but all things aside, when your health is a concern, when your health is on the line, you put all that stuff aside and you help people out. And that goes for all of us in all shows. We all come together when it comes to our health, So again, shout out to Teddy and Edwin. We're thinking of you, thoughts and prayers with you. That goes for Tom too. We just want to know what we're thinking of you. So, I'm just going on some random topics here.
By the way, I was driving by the Beverly Center. I was on Beverly, headed west, and I saw their billboard, Vanderpump Villa Season 2. Stassi back on our TVs. Stassi and Lisa and the rest of the cast were on the billboard at the Beverly Center.
Oh, what? She's got a new show.
Vanderpump Villa Season 2.
Vanderpump Villa.
But that's cool. But then I kept going, and I was going Beverly towards Santa Monica. Not to get Californians on you, but Jax, you know that street well.
Yeah.
From La Cienega, headed west up to Beverly Hills.
Right.
It looks like a completely different world than what I knew when I first moved here. None of the same restaurants are there. By the way, we don't have to do a deep dive into that, but it is so brutal for bars and restaurants in California right now. None of the restaurants that I knew and loved, the bars, they're all gone.
And that's because the rent is so freaking high. You cannot afford it. They just can't afford it. And then when you put the rent high, people don't understand this. They yell at us all the time, why are your drinks so expensive? It's not like we want to make the drinks expensive, but our overhead is so high. So you got to blame the landlords because they're the ones that up the rent. Therefore, we need to up the food prices. It's just the way it is. But yes, it does look very, very bleak.
Yeah.
I got some, and I'll just use some rampant questions. You ever going to have kids?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. What kind of girl is Tom Schwartz looking for these days?
Okay, this is interesting. Oh, I thought you meant.
Sweet.
I thought you meant as a daughter.
Rapid questions here. You want kids? What kind of girl are you looking for?
I'm not looking for love, but it always seems to find me.
You have to find love before you have kids.
I know, but I'm just right now. I'm not looking for it. But listen, I never thought I'd be where I'm at and not have a family by this age.
Yep.
It's something that makes me sad. But there's nothing. I'm not going to cry about it. Also, I don't want Jax. I don't want to force it.
No,
I don't want to chase it and end up with someone and having a kid with someone that I end up miserable with.
Yeah.
That is daunting, terrifying to me, just because I've been surrounded by so much divorce.
Let me ask you this. What if comes a point where like you hit a point in your age, like, listen, I don't even care anymore if I'm with this person, but I want to have a child. Is there somebody that you would have a child with just for that? Just
like
for the sake to have
cohabitate and make a child together?
Yeah,
I've seen this work.
I have a couple buddies. We know a couple friends that did this.
We do.
They just wanted to have a child, and they got along with another female, and they say, hey, we're going to have a kid together. Would that be something you could do?
Yeah, as long as I had a great working, respectful relationship with the mother. Yeah, it's something I'd be open to.
How's your experience on the Valley this season?
Intense. I got to say, the high. I mean, Jax. I feel like everything is on the line for you right now.
Yeah.
I've never seen higher stakes with you and my friends than I've ever seen in this season of the Valley.
You see me at my bottom compared to where I am now. How's it been? I mean, because it was bleak there for a while. I'm not going to lie. It was very, very bleak.
Let's see.
You saw me at my. I mean, I wasn't at rock bottom, I was pretty damn close.
I've seen some really dark moments with you, but I just didn't know how dark they got until I was enlightened. And you'll see some of that play out. I don't want to give anything away and get in trouble.
No, has it been hard for you to? And I never wanted to put you in this position, and I'm not the type of person, if I don't like somebody, I would never be like, don't go hang out with them. And I think that's disgusting when people do that. I have friends that are still in their late 30s, early 40s that say, why are you hanging out with them? I don't like them. That's, to me, the most childish thing ever, and I would never do that to Tom. And there's, obviously, Tom is friends with Brittany and myself, and he's respectful. He will be like, hey, listen, I'm going to Thanksgiving dinner. Do you mind? Or, hey, do you care if I go over there? And he doesn't have to ask. He does that out of respect, and I appreciate that. But I would never, ever put my friends and make them feel bad for hanging out with people that I don't get along with. I'm a very stubborn person, and I rub people the wrong way all the time. So I have a lot of people that I don't get along with, and it makes it weird for my other friends that get along with other people. So that's just my doing. That's my own fault. But I would never ever,
No, I've never felt that from you. I've never felt to pick a side.
But that's a silly thing to do for your friends to be like, you can't hang out with them. Like, dude, that's dumb.
But it is an uncomfortable situation to be in when someone you love and care about, Brittany, says that someone else that you love and care about has hurt her, or just emotionally, or it does put me in a compromising situation.
No, I did. I fucking I ran that girl through the ringer verbally, and it was a very, very, very bad time. We would have definitely gotten divorced either way, but I just made it worse. I made it very, very bad.
You sure did.
But like I said, every time you call, you're like, hey, I'm going to go to Brittany's having a party. Do you mind if I go? And I always appreciate it. I'm like, no, you go. Please have a good time and whatever. So I really appreciate that. How do you like being my next door neighbor? Has it turned out okay? I think you were very, very worried about it, which 100% you should have, only because you came off of the Scandival thing, and then you're coming off of Jack's going through his shit, which is probably like a nightmare for you. I'm like, I don't need this round two. Like, I really can't go through this. My mental health can't take this. The guy that is literally living in the same building as me, like, how can we navigate this? And I know you were nervous, but I gotta say, I think it's been pretty good.
It's been pretty damn good. I have healthy boundaries. My peace is protected, where I felt like I had unlimited risk and exposure with the last bar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was constantly worried, no matter how hard I worked, no matter what I did. It just I couldn't stop the hemorrhaging, and I feel for the first time I feel like myself again.
Yeah.
And you've been a great neighbor. Most of the time I don't even know you're there.
Yeah.
But I mean, every once in a while, it's nice to, like, if I need something.
Yeah, you hop on over. Sometimes you come over in the morning and talk. We like I said, we have a balcony that he can hop over. It's some kind of nice to have some coffee in the morning. Yeah. Maybe sometimes on Sundays we'll have a little bit of barbecue with our friends. But it's not like the old days. It's definitely not like the old days. In fact, I don't even think. No, we've never even had like a big gathering, other than like we'll have Max over for a barbecue or something. Yeah. But no, we really don't.
It's nice to have a sense of community, especially as you're single. I'm single.
I'm so concentrating on different things now. My life is in such a different place, and I think, like I said, I knew it was going to be. I wanted to prove it to him that it wasn't going to be a problem, because I know it was going to be worrisome, because you're like coming off of the detrimental year with the situation you had, and then to walk back into this shit with me, my crap. You're like, I can't do this anymore.
I was terrified in the beginning. I was just like, again, we talked about this earlier. I was so hyper aware of the optics, not great optics. This doesn't look like we're evolving. It looks like we're fucking two frat boys, stepbrothers. Yeah. But it's been really nice. And I got to say, one of the most beautiful condos or townhomes in all of North Hollywood.
I appreciate that, Tom. I mean, like I said, it's been a very tough year, but I think, we're going to get to a good place, Brittany and I. And I think I hate making it feel uncomfortable for my friends, and I hope we get to a good spot. But, I hate to say it, but it is what it is right now. And we're just, we're just trying to navigate this and be good co-parents for Cruz. And that's we're up to about a year and a half now since we separated. So hopefully, we can get this, to a good place. I know I made Brittany's life a living hell for a while. What I should have done is just separated. And instead of that, I decided to sabotage it and drink and do more drugs so she would leave me. And in the end, it just didn't work out. And I'm definitely doing the best I can for her right now. I go above and beyond. I'm always there. Even though she hates me, I'm just like, I'm down the street. I don't care what you say about me. Nothing's, I'll always be here for you. So I'm trying to earn her trust back, and I'm hoping that we can get back to a good place. And I know we will. It's just going to take time. She's very emotional. She's very hurt. And but she has to know that I'm always going to be there for her and Cruz, no matter what. I'll never ever leave or move more than a mile or two away from her. But anyway, so I think that is going to be about it for today. God, we got the premiere. I got anxiety.
I got my podcast coming up soon.
Let's talk about Tom's podcast really quick.
Listen.
No, let's talk about it. So it's called
Detox Retox, and it is my journey to greatness, to enlightenment, not to oversell it. But it's like I've been inadvertently living this lifestyle my whole life. You know what I mean? By the way, I hate this saying because it has like such fratty, like sophomoric undertones. But we've both been a work hard, play hard type of mentality our entire lives. But I feel like I've lost a bit of my balance for the past few years. I haven't been making gains. I've been breaking even, if that.
Well, because I think you've been weathering storms.
Yes, I've been weathering storms, but they've built me into the person I am now. I'm a much better sailor. And this is my journey just to being a better person. I want to go on this with the audience. So it's kind of like my little hook is it's the dance between indulgence and moderation. You know what I mean? 1 week, we're going to do something that sort of nourish the mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
Really, really just like open up, keep an open mind. And the next week, we're going to let loose.
Okay, so have you filmed any episodes yet?
Yeah, we filmed a few. I filmed one with you in New York, which I loved. We tried kava.
Yeah.
Jax loves kava.
I'm a big fan of kava. You can get it at CVS and Walgreens.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you had it.
No, it's not a prescription or anything
No,
like that.
I know that. It's a root from the Pacific. It's a root plant. But
I come from the philosophy if it grows, it's good for it. It's not. Can't
I like
hurt you.
that.
If it grows,
I like that. But I was going to say, just when I do the podcast with you, I see that you're really in the moment. You're enjoying yourself. It's raw. You're enjoying it. So I know the audience enjoys it. And that's how I feel when I've been doing my episodes. I'm not just doing it for you guys. It's almost like cliche at this point to say I'm starting a podcast. It's been memeified. But you know what I mean? I'm starting a podcast with my bro.
But it's like therapy.
I believe in this, and I think it's going to be a really fun journey. So I hope you guys will come on this with me. It's a passion project. And long story short, I'm going to be doing really cool things with cool people, fascinating things with fascinating people, and hope to grow along the way. I'm not looking to break even, baby. Looking to make gains. I've been breaking even, kind of just drifting for a while, the past few years, Yeah. Fighting for my life is more like it.
Yeah.
Fighting for my life is way more like it. But I feel like I'm really excited for this new chapter in my life.
Where can people find this podcast?
PodcastOne.
Whoa, PodcastOne.
We're all family in here.
We are all family. I'm excited for you. So you said the first episode comes out when?
Soon. We're launching next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope I get to come back on it. I know you had Dodie on it. That's pretty cool.
We actually filmed last night.
Yeah.
We were talking about pregnancy cravings. Why they happen, what she's craving.
I'm curious to know what Kristen Doty craves.
Well,
blood? What does
vengeance?
Kristen Doty's crazy. You know she's having a girl. Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's going to be a little Doty.
I know.
Little Doty.
We got into it. She was so heartfelt, and I was so because I wasn't about to make her go to a studio, so I went to her house, and I was so grateful that she let me get a little peek into her world. You know what I mean? Because that's a very intimate, sacred moment. Yeah. Being that pregnant. So, Dodie, if you hear this, Luke, you too.
No,
Luke's my boy.
I was talking to Luke yesterday. I'm like, how's it going? He's like, she's she's in deep with the pregnancy. I spent a lot of time in the garage, is what he says. I was in his garage yesterday helping him organize stuff. He's like, I have more baby stuff than I know what to do with. I'm like, they're so blessed that they get a lot of stuff sent to them. And he's like, we have 5 strollers. We have 6 bassinets.
Yeah. Oh, they took me in the nursery.
Oh,
and, one of the last things I said to them, I don't even know if it was while we were recording, but I was just like, I think they have a nice harmony together.
Yeah.
Luke and Dodie.
I think they're polar opposite.
But yeah.
Polar opposite. It
works. It works.
Opposites attract.
It works.
Opposites attract.
How you feeling about dating?
Not there yet.
No.
I don't think I'm going to be there for a while.
Show us the DMs.
The DMs or something.
Show us the DMs.
No, I've gone through a little bit of DMing just to it's kind of like you get a little bit of a, I don't know, what's the rush?
Validation.
Validation, yeah. Because obviously I still struggle with certain things and in my mental health and I'm just like, I get lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. I get lonely. I'm by myself in this house and sometimes I'm just like, it's been a year and a half. When is the right time to get back out there? Do I want to get back out there? Do I want to start dating? Are people going to date me for me? I don't even know. I don't even know. It's stressful. Do I just hang out with somebody and say, hey, listen, we're hanging out and we get what we need from each other and leave it at that? I don't even know what to do.
I mean, that sounds like
dating. And by the way, dating sober, so I have to go on a date and not drink? How the fuck am I going to do that?
Well, you're California sober. You can.
I know, but I just feel like drinking on a date is it helps the day go on,
But in this day and age, again, it's so welcomed and embraced, the sobriety. Every bar you go to has mocktails. But anyways, we'll go down that hole another time.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Again, the Valley starts tonight. Sandoval texted me the other day. He's like, hey, can I come on your podcast? So I got to have him on here. So we got to talk about traders and how that happened. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. Check out the premiere. Also, we got the tour coming up. That's right. We have some tickets available in certain cities. Orlando, I'm reaching out to you guys. buy some tickets. I've never done an appearance in Orlando before. I'm looking forward to coming to that city. I'm looking forward to coming to Chicago. I'm looking forward to coming to Detroit, Houston, Austin, Tampa. I mean, get your tickets. Everything is on my Instagram right now. Hit that link. We'll have some fun. I can't wait to meet you guys. I got gifts. I got merch. We're going to do questions and answers. We're going to bring people up on stage. We got special guests. I want to meet everybody. I want to give everybody a hug and say thank you so much. For those of you that reached out to me, congratulating my sobriety journey, talking about Cruz. Everybody's reaching out to me about Cruzy. I just appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm so excited to meet you again. We're going to have a great time. And so hit up the tour link, and I'm really, really excited about it. So we'll see you guys next week. And Tom, thanks so much for being here. That's it. In the Mind of Jax Taylor, out.
Are you looking for your next case? Pluto TV has all your favorite crime dramas streaming for free.
You're gonna need some backup.
Which means suspense is free.
Very cool.
Watch CSI New York, Criminal Minds, Blue Bloods, Tracker, FBI, and SWAT all for free.
You can't outrun this.
Someone is gonna pay for all this crime. But it's not gonna be you.
Take care of business, fellas.
Watch all the cases, all for free, from all your favorite devices.
We got you.
Feel the free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.